Hey, so today I'm going to talk about self-compassion for mothers of special and high needs children. And I've talked before about what I define as special and high needs, which is really broad. Any child with physical, emotional, behavioral, mental health challenges I consider special or high needs. You might have a diagnosis for your child, you might not. Anything that seems above and beyond average challenges of parenting, that's what I'm talking about here. And so I want to talk about self-compassion and how critically important that is for us mothers of special and high needs children. And my daughter has extreme separation anxiety disorder, extreme social anxiety disorder. Her life is completely restricted because of those challenges. She doesn't speak to anybody in the outside world, like very, very limited, doesn't go to school, doesn't go on play dates, anything like that, and has extreme post-traumatic stress disorder, and so very dysregulated, outbursts, tantrums, intense behavior like that. So just that's the background here. And self-compassion is so key because we are doing our best, right, day in and day out. And one of the things I do in my work with other mamas is help them learn how to be more patient, more calm, more grounded when things are really intense and difficult and challenging around us. But we're never going to be perfect, right? I've been doing a lot of this work for myself so that the vast majority of the time, no matter what my daughter is throwing at me, literally or figuratively, I can stay calm and grounded, because what she needs the most is for me to stay regulated. And that is so true for special and high needs children, that they need us to stay calm and grounded. But that's a whole nother topic, right? I want to talk more about the self-compassion of when we don't, right? Like, it's challenging, it's intense, day in and day out, showing up for challenging little people or big people if your children are older. And we have to be able to be compassionate with ourselves when we fall short of what we want to do and how we want to be and how we want to show up, when we are not as patient as we want to be, when we get frustrated, when we're tired, when we just don't have it, when we're just like, we just want to scream and tear our hair out and run away. That is real and common and normal. Those feelings are normal, mama. Like, we all want to run away sometimes. We all just want to break. And there is very little respite when we are parenting a highly challenging child. And so we're gonna fall short, right? We're just human, and the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to do our work so that we can be our best selves the majority of the time, but we're never gonna be perfect all the time. And so that's where the self-compassion comes in. And so I'd like to teach a 3-part self-compassion practice, where first you have to just recognize what you're feeling, right? Oh, I am feeling so frustrated and like I'm at my wit's end. And then you want to acknowledge that feeling and just affirm it. Like, I feel this way, and of course I feel this way. This is really intense. My child is really intense and I'm really exhausted. And then what are you going to do with that feeling, right? And sometimes all we can do, the best action step we can take, is just to hold the feeling and make space for it and honor it. And sometimes we can work on letting it go. Like, often if what we're experiencing is a lot of self-criticism or guilt, we can recognize we're feeling that. We can affirm it. Like, of course I'm feeling this way. It's a completely normal way to feel, but I'm going to work on letting it go, because it doesn't serve me. It doesn't make me a better mother. It doesn't make me a better human to carry this around. So I'm going to work on letting it go. And whenever those thoughts or feelings of guilt or inadequacy come up, we just say, okay, let it go. Let it go. And so I'm just encouraging you to be kind and gentle with yourselves. We are always our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up. We are never good enough for our own standards. Our parenting is never good enough. And, there are ways to do better. Of course, we always all can. But we also have to just be loving and gentle and kind with ourselves, because we're in this for the long haul. As mothers of children with special and high needs, we are in it for the long haul. And part of sustaining ourselves over time is the way we treat ourselves, and avoiding burnout, avoiding complete breakdown, is being gentle and compassionate with ourselves, you know, we are always way more compassionate and kind to everyone else than we are with ourselves. So learning those ways to just like be kind and gentle and loving with yourself, even when, or especially when, you aren't happy with yourself or the way that you handled something or what you said, right? We just have to like take a breath and say, okay, I'm only human. I'm doing my best. I'm only human. It's okay. I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I am only human. So I leave you with that today, just those thoughts about how you can really bring self-compassion into your life, because honestly, it's not just something that would be nice to do. I think of it as a survival skill for any parent of a special or high needs child, that we have to have self-compassion because we are pushed to our limits. We are, you know, our buttons are pushed. We are stretched thin. And so we have to have that self-compassion in order to just keep going day after day. So I will leave you with that thought, and please, you know, find those ways that you can be kind and gentle and compassionate with yourself.